Hello, Leo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs looking at you and your connection to the person you are needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of this connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. Concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and then this higher level, unbiased truth here in the middle. I do encourage you to think outside the box with these connections. You very well might not be, this might not be a romantic connection only. It could be a friend, a family member, a coworker, anyone that you might be feeling triggered by that you feel like you need to learn a lesson from right now. I do encourage you to take it as it resonates. And then these energies can absolutely be swapped. So if you end up resonating more with the energy to my right than to my left, that is totally fine and totally normal. Is there one more thing I was going to say? What was I going to say? I don't remember. All right, let's jump in here. On your side of this connection, Leo, you have fire and shift. This connection has the tendency to bring out, I feel like, the fire in you. Like, yes, obviously you're a fire sign, but I also feel like this connection has it brings out like this intensity in you. An intensity in you is trying to get you to, I feel like it's almost like shift your perspective or shift your actions or something. Like it's trying to push you to make some sort of a personal shift here. I feel to you like it just feels overwhelming. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting energy. So I'm excited to look at what the deeper meaning is. Now, this person has shadow and death. I feel like this person has a tendency to act from their shadow, to be very reactive instead of responsive. And I feel like a lot of times that comes out toward you. Like you are kind of always taking the brunt of this person's reactions. Now, this death card here, it feels like this person either is going through or could need an ego death here. Because I feel like this, it's not necessarily that they're like a bad person, but I feel like they, have a tendency to protect themselves from anything kind of vulnerable or anything like that. And I feel like it comes back at you, like that affects you in a way. Now, in between this connection, you have power and relief. The relief that you're looking for from this connection is to take your power back. I feel like there's this level of this connection taking from you and not necessarily giving back to you. And I feel like this is about learning to take your power back from it and no longer let it affect you so much. Because I feel like that's ultimately what you're looking for, Leo, is for it not to affect you so much. But let's see what we're dealing with. This is Leo's side of the connection. You have shift with fire here. What are Leo's dealing with on this side of the connection? This is Leo's side of the connection, clarifying shift and fire. Leo's side of this connection, please. Queen of Cups with the Lovers. And the Moon. Leo, I feel like you have a tendency of keeping it real cool on the outside, not letting, it's like, because you have this fiery energy toward this connection, it sets this intensity off, but I almost feel like you've almost mastered the art of keeping your cool, especially with this connection, because I feel like it has poked at you for so long that now it's almost just I don't know, it just feels like it's very, very you're almost numb to it in a way. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I want more on this Queen of Cups. What is this Queen of Cups talking about? Clarifying this Queen of Cups here. Okay, so there's a cycle that's needing to close, and this connection is helping you close some sort of a cycle. And it's a cycle that I feel like exists possibly in not just one connection that you've had, but many connections, maybe connections in the past or connections with friends too. It feels like this is a cycle that has repeated. Because yeah, I feel like no matter how you feel, you just have this tendency of like keeping your cool here. Interesting. But like in the inside, you're like, oh my gosh, this freaking person. All right, Leo's side of the connection. Which is good. I mean, it's always good to not let them know that they affect you, I guess. That's your thing. All right, Leo's side of the connection. Leo's side of this connection. This is for Leo's side of this connection to this person. See, I feel like you're moving on. Okay. Because I feel like this, I was going to say this, but I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I feel like this connection is like over and done. Now, it's still in your energy field, which means that you are still needing to learn something from it or fully take your power back from it. Like it's still affecting you. And I feel like you hate that it still affects you. You're not really showing that it does, but I feel like it does still affect you. And I feel like that is a problem for you. But I also like it because I feel like it's like you really are trying to choose yourself here. I feel like you're trying to focus on yourself, invest in yourself, which is like exactly what you need to be doing. This is Leo's side of the connection. Leo's side of the connection. I feel like this person was like the reflection of your shadow in a way too. It's kind of interesting because I've been doing love readings all week, and then Leo is I have this one, and then this is the first fire sign I'm doing, which is weird. I know that I don't release them in that order, but I've had like 3 readings this week have shadow come out on this side, which is always kind of cool to see that it's like, okay, first and foremost, we're all kind of dealing with the same stuff, right? In different forms and different, connections and things like that. But it's interesting when that happens. All right, Leo's side of this connection. The High Priestess. Look at you. Ooh, okay. Then you have the Knight of Wands in reverse with the Three of Swords. And then the Knight of Cups. See, you're trying your hardest to be this High Priestess, but you're still feeling very triggered by this. You're still feeling pain associated with it. And it's almost like to a certain extent that like makes you angry. It's like you're trying to keep your cool, but like you're still dealing with this pain and associated. I want to get more, on this Knight of Wands in reverse. Now remember not to avoid your pain and not to judge it. That's the biggest thing here. The Star in reverse with the Seven of Swords. Because I feel like I don't know if you have a tendency to start to feel really really overwhelmed by this, to the extent where you're almost just like you try to just shut off how you feel about it. Because I feel like there's a level of you that's like angry that it still affects you. But when we judge our emotions, when we judge the way we feel about something, we're missing the point of awareness. And when we feel triggered by something, that's when we have to get curious. We have to be like, okay, why? Not I can't believe I'm feeling this way, but why? Why am I feeling this way? Where is this coming from? And what do I need to do to, heal and release it? Because that's how we break cycles, as we understand, we try to, and intellectualizing and understanding your pain doesn't necessarily go away, but it does give it less power. All right, Leo's energy toward this connection. Leo's energy toward this connection. Four of Swords with the Three of Wands in reverse and the Sun in reverse. I don't know if you've ever heard this saying, comfortable misery. But it kind of is, I feel like you put up with so much in this connection for so long that it almost became like a part of your life and your existence. Like it's like you became comfortable with the way it made you feel. And I feel like you breaking out of this connection is you breaking out of that comfortable misery, the being comfortable with being unhappy kind of thing. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't come with like a lot of emotion, but I feel like this connection, like, because you have this shift, it almost feels like this is like a very positive personal shift that this connection is triggering you to make. And again, to you, I think it just feels overwhelming right now. Maybe it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, and maybe it's not supposed to. But I do feel like this connection is leading you to bigger and better things for yourself. The healing from this, clarifying Leo's side of this. Leo's side of this connection. It's a tower moment in this, and I feel like maybe it was pretty sudden. But you have this Ten of Wands in reverse. It's almost like this connection became a burden to you. It became heavy for you to hold, heavy for you to carry. And it's almost like you had to, that song by Selena Gomez, Lose You to Love Me. It's like you had to lose it to learn to love yourself. What happened in this connection taught you or is teaching you how to love yourself. Because again, it's like the relief that you're looking for in this connection is taking your power back from it. Because again, I feel like you are tired of it having power over you. This is Leo's side of the connection. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Leo's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. I feel like you aren't being honest with yourself about whether or not this connection, it feels like being in this connection means you aren't choosing yourself. You aren't putting yourself and your needs first in some way. And it's easy to get into that. But I feel like it's like this connection is really trying to, it's like it's trying to teach you that putting yourself first is never the wrong thing to do. Let's see what they're dealing with. What is this person dealing with? What is the person that Leo is dealing with? So is this person's energy toward Leo, or just in general? Just whatever comes through. This person's energy. What does Leo need to know about this person's energy? What does Leo need to know about this person's energy? Oof. This person is focused pretty heavily on like material abundance. Ten of Pentacles. And maybe they always seem to prioritize that over the connection. What's this Five of Wands in reversing? It's almost like clarifying this Five of Wands in reverse. it feels like this person's kind of at war with themselves in a way. Yeah, it feels like this person is like they are uncertain about whether or not this connection is valuable to them, which, Leo, you are deserving of so much more than that, you know? Let me get more. I want this person's energy toward Leo. Like, it's like they're uncertain about you. But like, I don't know. Or maybe they were. Maybe it just felt like they never really chose you. Because again, this feels very over. This person's energy toward Leo, please. This person's energy toward Leo, please. This person struggles with vulnerability. I kind of said that, didn't I, at the beginning? And it fell back on you, like time and time again. Maybe they were never really fully honest with you about how they felt. This Eight of Pentacles in reversing. This Eight of Pentacles in reversing. It feels like they might have kind of like, oh, there's a stepping out of their comfort zone. So yeah, it's like accepting this into their life makes them feel very uncomfortable. Because again, it pushes them to face their shadow. Because this connection, I feel like, brings out both of your shadows. That unhealed version of you. It pokes at that unhealed part of you. This person's energy toward Leo. This person's energy toward Leo, please. The Fool in reverse with the Queen of Swords. Could be dealing with an air sign because I saw the King of Swords in the other deck. But then you also have the Queen of Cups. So it could be a water sign too. It also doesn't have to be either. Take it as it resonates. I just like to call it out when I see it. You know, I feel like this person has a tendency, it feels like it's past, but I'm not going to talk like it's past, to be very cruel, kind of cold, not really very warm and supportive, especially not emotionally. And for some reason, Leo, you put up with that for as long as you did. And that's where I feel like it's like, yeah, it's like they would be cruel to you and you would be this Queen of Cups, just like taking it, like not letting it affect you or not showing them that it affected you, even though it did. This person's energy toward Leo, all of these readings this week have been just very much about this kind of like harsh energy that everyone's dealing with. This is this person's energy toward, okay, hang on. This person's energy toward Leo. Now we'll go. This person's energy, okay, same thing, same card that tried to come out. Five of Cups. They're sad about this. I do. I feel like they feel very sad about how things are going here, have gone, the way they ended, whatever the case is. But I also feel like they probably aren't all that honest with you about that either, right? Because if you're playing this Queen of Cups, then they're also going to pretend like they're unbothered. I feel like both of you are kind of pretending to be very unbothered by this, even though it is definitely affecting both people. But neither of you are going to ever be totally honest with that. All right, this person's energy toward Leo, because it might, again, you might be like frustrated that this person seems like they aren't like bothered by this. It might be like, oh, they were able to move on, or they're perfectly happy without me or whatever. And I don't think that's the case at all. I actually feel like that definitely bothers them too. But I also feel like it's like the fact that they aren't willing to be emotionally vulnerable in that sense is kind of a bit of a red flag, right? Like, don't ignore the red flags here. The Seven of Wands, I'm going to clarify the Seven of Wands. The second time it's come out, it's almost like, clarify the Seven of Wands. Clarifying the Seven of Wands for this person's energy toward Leo. What this message is kind of saying is less about them and more about you. And it's saying that your boundaries with this person are so important, because it's going to allow you, like, there's almost this need to like protect yourself from them in a way. Because I feel like if you didn't, they kind of have this tendency to like really get to you. Like maybe they know how to push your buttons or something like that. This person's energy toward Leo, please. This person's energy toward Leo. This person's energy toward Leo, please. There's that Ten of Wands. It's kind of interesting because it feels like as you heal and drop the burden of this connection, like even on an energetic level, like this person's having to pick it up. I feel like this person's having to pick up your, what you, like you were carrying the burden of this connection have been for so long, because you have it in reverse, right? And it's like the more that you drop it, the more you heal, the more you move on, this person is having to pick that up. So I feel like there's a level of you feeling like justice or karma, like will never be served in this connection. And just know that it is piece by piece, but there's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing you can do to control it. The only thing you can do is focus on your healing and focus on taking your power back. Because again, it's like you get relief. And the more that you get relief from this connection, the more this person has to like deal with it in a way. All right, we are going to hop on over to the extended. Like I said, I have power and relief in between here, so we will see what messages come through. We're pulling 9 different messages, and then I have an advice card to pull at the end. Thank you so much, Leo, as always, for the support of my channel. It means the absolute world to me. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you are needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward.